Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and these are Charter Moms Chats, where we go live on weekday afternoons to share information that will help families find schools that are the right fit for their children. And today we're featuring New Frontiers Public Schools on the blog. And so if you want to see the updated enrollment guide blog post, it's at sachartermoms.com. And I'm so excited to have a panel of amazing principals from New Frontiers Public Schools campuses. So let me introduce our guests today. So Mr. Zakaria is the principal at Frank L. Madla Early College High School. And we'll get more details about like the where and what's special about that campus. And then in the corner below him is Jeff Flores, and he is the principal at Imelda Davis Early College High School. And actually he used to be the leader at Frank L. Madla Early College High School. So Jeff is a veteran of the early college model. So,
Yes.
And then so new principal Monica Villarreal below me. She's the principal at Garcia Early College Intermediate, and that's a brand new school coming online, and we're going to find out more about that. So, but I'm really honored to have this panel of New Frontiers principals and to share more about New Frontiers with our online community. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for the invite. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to send the first question to Jeff, probably because I've known him the longest. No, but
Yeah.
I want him to talk about like about New Frontiers and kind of the mission and vision. It's actually one of the oldest charter school networks in the San Antonio area, right?
Yes, we're one of the oldest ones. We're a generation 2 charter, so it's been around a while. Proud to say it's been a community school from day one. There on the south side of San Antonio. The vision and mission of New Frontiers Public School is to graduate our students poised to elevate their communities with the purpose and to the opportunities to create those new beginnings for them. New Frontiers Public Schools is dedicated to offering a pathway where each student will receive a collegiate experience. Our students build a sense of pride and purpose and are inspired to become future leaders. One thing we always have our kids understand is their success, their opportunities is on the shoulders of those that came before them. And part of their commitment by coming to us and graduating from us is wherever they end up landing. We have kids all over the world pretty much now, is wherever they land to be a leader in that community and to give back. So in a nutshell, that's New Frontiers Public Schools.
That's great. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, so I'm going to switch to Khalid and ask about the early college model. And I know you've been a guest for us in the past in your sort of academic counselor role, and I really appreciate the insight you shared. So, because like that's such a key role in making the early college model work. So for folks who maybe are wondering, what is early college? Can you explain that?
Yeah, sure. So the early college model, the way it works is it's a designation given by the state where a school can offer dual credit beginning in 9th grade. Normally with dual credit, there's a cap. So with the old traditional dual credit model, students could take 24 hours. They could take 2 classes a semester beginning in junior and senior year. What the early college model allows us to do is allows us to begin to offer early college and dual credit to students beginning in the 9th grade. So because we're starting so early, our students now have the capacity to get more. So in the past, like I said, a student could take 8 classes total of dual credit. Our students could take 20 classes of dual credit and get a full associate's degree. So that gets them a whole 2 years ahead in high school, or while they're still in high school. When they get to college, they're coming in as first time in college students, but they're also coming in with enough credits to be classified as a junior. So because they're classified as a junior now, what ends up happening is your 18-year-old student or 17 or 18-year-old or 19-year-old even gets to school, and 2 years later, they have the opportunity to be done with their bachelor's degree. We've been fortunate in that we graduated our first class in 2018. Now we're here in 2020, and I'm already getting every December, May, and August, I'm getting invitations on, hey, I just graduated with my 4-year school. So it's like super awesome. This past May, I had 2 students who graduated, and they were my COVID class. So they graduated high school in 2020, and now they graduate with their bachelor's degree in May 2022. So one of them was 19 years old. Now one of them is 19 years old when she got her bachelor's degree. She graduated high school at 17. got her bachelor's degree at 19. She's already entering the workforce. So it's a pretty cool model. I mean, the fun part of it now is I'm starting to see the alumni take that next step. And as you see that alumni take that next step, we always tell students, and we've told students this since day one, you're going to be ahead. You're going to be ahead. You're going to get ahead. This is going to get you ahead. But now you see students that are like, wow, you're 20 years old. You really are ahead. When I was 20 years old, I'm not going to say what I was doing, but they're 20 years old with a bachelor's degree, looking at jobs. And when I was 20 years old, I think I was a host at Applebee's. So, like you get to grow and build from that. So that's one of the fun parts of it now. So early college high school model is really just designed to allow students to get that head start. And that head start, it ends with the early finish.
Yeah, I learned something new today because I was aware that that there are dual credit offerings at high schools, and I was familiar that early college high school, that it had that capacity to offer up to an associate's degree, right, up to 2 years of college. I didn't realize, I just hadn't processed about that there was kind of that cap on what the dual credit model could do. So now, so thanks for explaining more about that. And I think that families are really concerned about the cost of college. And they're also really concerned about, and maybe not as aware as they could be about how much credits can transfer, to four-year colleges, and they're concerned about are their kids getting enough preparation, enough rigor in their high school experience so that when they get to college, they don't just hit a wall or they don't just freeze and think, oh my gosh, I don't know how to cope with this. Right. So it's to build up that confidence of oh yeah, I'm a college student. I can do this.
And it's definitely a ramp up from there, because one of the things we really try to do is by the time they get to their senior year, and I think we spoke about this last time I was on, senior year is really your second year of college. So by the time they get to their senior year, you're taking 12 to 15 hours a semester. So they begin to see and begin to feel like, okay, this is what a college student feels like. So, that high school experience, they still have it, but at the same time, they're full-time college students by that point. So, getting them comfortable with that. So when they transition to their four-year school, they understand, okay, this is what 12 hours is. I know a lot of people when they get to college, you hear, are you going to take 12 hours? You're going to take 15 hours? And what does that mean? But now our students, they're like, okay, yeah, I've done 12 hours before. I think I handled 15. Oh, 16, that was kind of rough. So let me just drop down to 12. So, they begin to get that understanding. And that's one of the things we really shoot for here at Madla.
Yeah. And providing that for students who may be the first gen, right? They may be the first in their family to, to set foot on a college campus and to think, yes, I belong here. I can earn a college degree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So, that's kind of a segue to my next question. So, Jeff, can you talk about the partnerships with Alamo Colleges and how integral that is to the New Frontiers, early college model?
Yeah, so New Frontiers has always done what's best for the students. So when we looked at early college, high school as the model, how we're going to do that, we looked at what was the best experience for students. And for us, that's the immersion model. The immersion model has the highest risk, but also has the best benefit for students. So with us, we are, one of the benefits is with the partnership between ourselves and Alamo Colleges is our students get a true college experience. The majority of their classes are taught at the college. They're in class with other college students, so they may range from 18-year-olds to, well, there is no limit to what age will be in the classes. And also they're taught by college professors. So it's not just visiting a college campus or having flags in a school building. Our students are college students. So it's interesting when they walk to get their college ID and that becomes real to them. They walk different, they talk different, because now they're college students. We always warn parents and get them prepared. So if your dream was to have your kid in college, by the time they're freshmen, by December, they're college students getting ready to get their first class. So we tell students that. So that's one benefit on there. On top of that is we have access to, as college students, they have access to everything in Alamo Colleges. That is their top line facilities, the libraries, the tutoring centers, the writing center, the math center. They have access to the library. Everything that a college student has, they have the same access to. And what we see is we start to get our kids ready to, it's small things like learning how to get help in writing at the writing center. not to wait until they're struggling in the class. Stay ahead of that. Homework does not have to be done at night after everything is done. You have a break during the day, you got a break, get that work done. Talk to a professor. So our students have access to the entire campus. On top of that, they also have access to all the gymnasiums, the pools, Starbucks, all the food trucks. That's part of there as well. And the last thing you brought up earlier, New Frontiers and Alamo Colleges, we remove any financial struggle that may be hindering a student's ability to attend college, an opportunity to think college is for them. When our students come to us, the partnership between New Frontiers Public Schools and Alamo Colleges allows our students and our families to get everything covered. So there is no fee for this program. That could mean from all the way from tuition, all the way down to the 25-cent Scantron sheet. These students have no cost. So what's happening is they're graduating. They've never touched financial aid. They've never touched their Pell Grant. They're now had that money for their last 2 years. On top of that, there are many partners in Texas higher ed that will provide free tuition for early college, high school graduates. So a lot of our kids stay in town. A lot of them do go to A&M San Antonio because those last 2 years of school, 2 or 3 years, is free. We see the news all the time now with the loan forgiveness and the website and what we can do. It is powerful to see students, especially first generation students, graduate. They are 20 years old. They have a 4-year degree. They're making good money. Many of them are going to grad school, to law school. It's really changing the dynamics of their household. So how I see the work that we do, it is education, and we are getting these kids prepared to finish a degree, but also there's a hint of economic development as well. When you have a student who's making, a degree, has a degree, making some good money, and there's not that hanging over their head this huge loan payment. We don't want a student to not think of a college, not think of going on because of the cost. One thing Mrs. Zakaria used to do, and I'm sure he still does that when we were at Madla, and it happens here now at Davis. Whatever school the kid wants to go to, that's our mission now, to get them into that school. And we're not looking at the price of it, the cost, and nothing of that. We're looking at, are you prepared academically? And let's get you into that school. So that's the last thing I'll talk about when it comes to that partnership is our families are getting, their degrees and their college hours at no cost.
Yeah, that's extraordinary. It helps the students to be able to start their lives and participate in the economy, whether it's buying a car, buying a house, starting a family, like they could do that without, the stress hanging over them of, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to get ahead?
Yeah. And we see that, like Zakaria said, it's now reality now. When we first started the school, it was like, well, you could possibly get this. Now we're able to bring in alumni who are 20 years old. They're buying their first house. We have students who are buying their first car. We have a kid right now who is looking to buy his second house, a second property he wants to do. And these are 21-year-olds. And that's powerful, and it does help the economy because that money is going back into the community.
Right. And the campuses are located in parts of town that have historically, young people have not had those opportunities.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Well, I want to give Monica a chance to share as well. I'm really excited to hear from you. This is her first time on Charter Moms Chat. So, Monica, you're going to be leading a new middle school campus. And so I wanted to ask you to talk about that and also what are some of the strategies that schools and families can do early, to get kids on the road to college? Because that's the idea, right? It's a middle school, but with still in the early college culture.
Absolutely. So yes, we are super excited. So Garcia Early College Intermediate, we are getting ready to just open up in the 23-24 school year. So we're super excited again. We'll be taking in kids from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. on the initial year. So it's not a phase-in model. So 6th through 8th grade, it's completely open. And we're just really excited. We have a target population of trying to hopefully enroll 300 students our first year. So again, we're really excited. We'll be right off 410 in the south side off of Zarzamora, which is right across the street from the Palo Alto campus. And so again, we're just kind of settling in so that we can be really a true feeder at this point to either one of our 2 campuses, whether it's the Frankel Madla campus or the Imelda Davis campus. And I think, you know, as parents being the first and best advocate for our child, there's so many things that our parents are already doing, so many opportunities to help make sure that their children are on the road to college, that they're college bound. And what does that really mean? And for us in our district, that means being in college classrooms like Mr. Zakaria and Mr. Flores mentioned, as early as their freshman year, their second semester of high school. So that really is powerful and impactful. I think simple things that parents can do, first and foremost, is create a love of learning, first and foremost. I think just being a lifelong learner, and that can start as simply as just really exposing to, first of all, we live in San Antonio, so we have so many opportunities just in our San Antonio area of just continuing to learn, explore, see different things that are out there. And again, as I firmly believe parents are strong advocates, and their first advocate for their child is really seeking out those opportunities when maybe your child's not of age to do that yet. So when we talk about a middle school, we'll have kids coming in at 10 years of age. And so there's some limitations that 10-year-olds, you know, they kind of can't go on by themselves to do some things, but really as a parent, really creating those opportunities for students and their children as a family to really continue to learn. So I think being a lifelong learner is probably one of the very first things that I would recommend. That involves reading, taking in our massive library system that we have here in San Antonio and tapping into the programs that the ACCDs and other universities offer. There are extension activities in the summer, after school, that the universities have. And we intend to really, really emphasize those pieces with our partnership with ACCD universities. Another thing I think that parents can do, it's never too early to start talking about college, start talking about future. Just, you know, at 10 years old, I don't know that a 10-year-old me knew what I wanted to do. I'm not sure that that at this point in time, I still think about what do I want to do when I grow up. So I think it's really making sure that we create opportunities so that kids really can explore careers, explore colleges. We have so many university opportunities here locally. Tap into those. It amazes me sometimes that, you know, we talk to families that, hey, yeah, that's just down the street. We should go there. The communities and the colleges do such an amazing outreach, especially here in the holidays. There's tons of activities. I would highly encourage parents to tap into the local universities, see what's out there to offer. And then the last thing I would say is start early. You can never start too early. And so this college middle school design is really set for that purpose, to really continue along, to help parents be their first advocate, to continue to advocate with our parents, to provide the opportunity to strategically look at careers and opportunities that are available, to look at colleges and universities that may fit their ideas and their passions for a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old student coming in, and really be able to channel them. And the uniqueness for our campus will be that we'll be the direct feeder for our 2 early college high schools. And if we continue to grow, we'll be excited to be the feeder for those campuses as well.
Yeah. Well, those are, Monica, those are great ideas. Actually, this gives me an excuse to plug the Facebook group. So we have the San Antonio Charter Moms discussion group on Facebook. And, you're right. I mean, San Antonio is full of opportunities. And one of the great fun things about the group is that different members will share like activities happening around town. And, we'll share our resources, also like other blogs, like Elder City Moms, like we'll share their list. So because there's so much to do, and it's more a question of just like being aware of it and trying to fit it in your schedule. But it's great because you can start early and help kind of open kids' eyes to, like whether it's they take a camp or they do some volunteering, or they can just learn about what's out there and kind of try it on for size and start thinking like, well, maybe when I grow up, I might want to do this.
Yes. And I would mention one more thing is just really, that productive struggle. I had an opportunity to kind of hear in one of the earlier professional developments that we had at the beginning of the year, just reinforce that concept of things get hard. They're not going to get easier. If you're having a hard time here, you're having a hard time, there's something to be said with that productive struggle, and college can be hard. But you have a support system within the school, you have a support system at home. And so really allowing kids at an earlier age to allow them to work through those problems, right? There's something to be said with that productive struggle. And it's through those struggles that we learn more, that we learn, what we're made of, and that we know that we can accomplish those tasks. So that would be one of the last and final pieces, I would say, in terms of just preparation for moving forward and being able to be successful in college and beyond.
Yeah, make sure that like freshman year of college isn't the first time that a student experiences productive struggle, that they can have sort of age appropriate doses of it along the way, right? And then when they're strutting around with their college ID in 9th grade, they can they can be proud of it. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Monica. Okay, so I want to ask Jeff to talk about what are some of the unique features about the Imelda Davis Early College High School. So that's the one that's at San Antonio College. So it's in central San Antonio, right?
Yeah. So we're in San Antonio at San Antonio College. So our students are located on the campus of the #1 community college in the country. So that's one huge thing that's unique about us and benefits us, is that we are in the #1 community college. Now, while all of our kids can earn up to 60 hours, just like they do at Madla, our school was designed after careful research and looking at the job trends for San Antonio and the greater San Antonio area. So while our kids could take the courses for for their core courses to transfer out, we focus and Davis Early College High School was designed to provide students with career pathways in the areas with the highest workforce needs that are projected. That's teaching, computer science, and nursing. So we're getting kids ready for those areas in the hopes that they stay in San Antonio. They come back, finish their degree, they come back to San Antonio, and they are working in areas here the city needs. But also we want to make sure that our students are going into a career that they understand where the job market is. They understand what's available, what's needed. Because again, we're working with high school kids, so they may not know. And depending on what mood they're in, we have kids who say, "I want to be an accountant," to "I want to be an actor," to "I want to be an influencer on social media," to a doctor, to all over. But then they come back to where they're at. This is an opportunity to test those waters in a college setting. We have some kids who go in and say, "I want to go into business," and they take accounting 1301, and then they say, "I don't really want to do accounting anymore with it." We have some who go into take a course in psychology, sociology as an elective, and come back and say, I really want to look deeper into these areas. But we want to make sure that our students are graduating, and that the hours that they earn are going to lead to something. You brought up earlier about transferability and also applicability. All of our college credits are through Alamo Colleges or San Antonio College and Palo Alto College. Those hours transfer anywhere across the country. We also make sure that they're applicable to their degree, so that they really understand, if you want to major in this, here's where you go. And that starts as early on as freshman year. Hopefully, in the future, it'll start earlier than that. But we have kids who, because they're first generation, they may say, "I really want to go to UT Austin because my family loves UT and we love UT football and that, but I want to be a veterinarian." Well, you can't do that. Here's why, but let's get that pathway for you. So those are things that really make us unique, that we have students who are in that area. We have right now 2 students here at Davis who will start their pathway in nursing next semester. It's not an easy pathway, but the idea of being 20 years old, finishing up nursing school, is amazing to me. And these kids are psyched about it, and so is the college partner. One thing that New Frontiers is blessed with is having a wonderful partner in Alamo Colleges. All of the presidents at every campus, the chancellor, Dr. Flores, they really make sure that our students are part of the college community. So our students feel and they know that they are college students and they're here for a reason. And that really does impact how they work and how they view themselves with it. So again, Alamo Colleges is a wonderful partner and we're blessed to have them.
Yeah. And then, so let me ask about, let's see, yeah, actually, so it's funny, this summer I was taking my son on a college tour at San Antonio College, and I saw y'all there. It was because y'all were doing PD in one of the buildings.
Yes.
So the right now y'all are kind of using space within the San Antonio College campus, right? So it's the Rosenberg building. Is that where some of the classes are at?
Well, so right now we are renovating the classrooms we're going to be using in the future. So right now they'll be ready sometime in November, December. We are right now in the Oppenheimer building. That goes back just to the belief in this program from the college. There was an issue when it came to the facilities, and it was, literally give us some time, let us find some space for you. And it's been wonderful to see other faculty members stop by our classrooms and what's going on here. Who are you? You guys look pretty young, and they're excited about it. So we are located right in central San Antonio. So it's really neat for us, for our students to really get that full college experience. And the facilities here at San Antonio College are amazing. I have a son who is a freshman at UNT in Denton. So we did our whole college tour thing. And I would tell you, the facilities here at San Antonio College are comparable, if not better, than some area universities. And this is a true gem of San Antonio here at San Antonio College.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, nationally top ranked, and with and San Antonio College is unique because it has things like the planetarium and it's close to the Pearl, right? So it's really exciting. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing when y'all get the classrooms ready. Okay, so now, Mr. Zakaria, I want to ask you to talk about at Frank L. Madla Early College High School. So, and it's located on the south side, and it's a partnership with Palo Alto College, which is also part of Alamo Colleges, right?
Yes. So, one of the big advantages is the students really get to that immersion into the college culture. We recently had 3 of our students who joined the athletics teams here at Palo Alto. So, we've had a lot of parents ask about sports. I have two young ladies on the softball team and 1 young lady on the volleyball team here at Palo Alto. So that's pretty cool. Again, being on the campus, the course offerings we can provide. Mr. Flores talked about, courses being applicable to your degree. We make sure that with all of our students, we give them individualized advising from the high school and the college side to make sure we're placing them in the most appropriate courses. So if a student wants to study computer science and they're passionate about computer science, but a school may put them in world civilization. Well, they don't need world civilization. One of the things we really look at here is I'm not on a race to get you an associate's degree. I'm not chasing an associate's degree. I'm chasing a 4-year degree, and the associate's degree is a step to get you there. Mm-hmm. So if we're going to look at courses and course selection, which we do individually, and believe me, it's a lot more difficult. I mean, I could take the cookie cutter approach and everybody does the same thing at the same time, which is what a lot of schools do. And I understand, but what we want to do is make sure we give individualized approach. So I may have one student in intro to teaching. I have another student in intro to computer programming. I have another student in their 3rd psychology class. Again, they get to build on those things and get to build on those skills and really begin to find what are they interested in. And another thing, if a student finds out they're not interested in it, one of the great things is sometimes you don't know, sometimes finding out what you want is by eliminating what you don't want, and you can start figuring those things out. If I know I don't want to do this, well, then maybe I didn't know before I took the class. I took the class and now I'm like, you know what? This is probably not for me. It's not for you. This is the perfect place to do it because changing your major at a 4-year school is a lot more expensive than changing your major at Madla. So if you want to change your major here, okay, no harm, no foul. We keep moving, we keep trucking and finding what you like. And I mean, like Mr. Flores said, sometimes students take a class and all of a sudden they fall in love with it. And it's a course that, they may have never heard of. I mean, I didn't know what humanities was when I was in high school, but some students are coming back saying, humanities is great. I'm really enjoying my humanities classes. Are there more classes like this to take? Hey, yeah, sure. And since we have that whole catalog at Palo Alto, anything that'll go toward their associate's degree, we'll give our students the opportunity to try it out. I mean, right now, I think we've offered over 120 different courses to students at school. So I said the associate's degree is 20 classes. My course catalog on just the college side alone is 120 plus. So if a student, if Palo Alto offers it and a student can show me that it's going to transfer to a 4-year school, we're going to try our best to get our students in there. So again, giving those students those opportunities. Hey, if this is what you're interested in, if this is what you like, let's see. And I think that's what really gives us that unique approach, in that students have the opportunity to really learn about themselves by learning through experience. And sometimes you say they don't know what they don't know, but when they try it out, they may fall in love with it. And that's one of the amazing things here at Madla. And then again, cycling that into a 4-year degree. I'm going to keep bringing that back because it's so exciting hearing kids come back and say, Mr. Zakaria, I'm graduating in December. You know, I get pictures, I get all that stuff. If you ever come to campus, on the wall in the office, we have an alumni wall with 4-year picture degrees. So, you know, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, no, that's really exciting. You know, like you can emphasize that as much as you want, because like it's really exciting. Like, and I mean, I remember, you know, hearing about, you know, the school opening, and then like the fact that it's gotten to this point where there are alumni, you know, like from 2018, 2019, 2021, 2022, and then, you know, some of them have been out long enough to get their 4-year degree. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me give Dr. Villarreal another chance. So I'm wondering if you could tell more about, you mentioned some aspects about the Garcia Early College Intermediate, but I was hoping you could, so that you mentioned that it's going to open with grades 6 through 8. But can you talk more about the specifics of the school? And this is a brand new school. So like I'm learning, and all the families of middle schoolers, they're learning as well.
Yes. So again, we will be coming in 6th through 8th grade. We'll open up this 23-24 school year. It is brand new, and it's exciting opportunity. And so we have 3 major focus areas. So we've been working with an internal group of stakeholders to kind of shift through the research. What are those best practices? What are those high return strategies to really help make sure that by the time they do get to, whether it be Davis or Madla, that they're really poised to continue along that path of exploration. And so those 3 main tenets are really tapping back into our families and our community. And so we really do feel strongly that we are there to help support our families and our community to ensure that their children get along that path, to make sure that they have success, whatever that success looks like for them. And so community and family partnerships are going to be a very key priority for us at Greg Garcia, as they are for our counterparts. You've heard the two, Mr. Flores and Mr. Zakaria both talk about really trying to make sure that they had personalized learning experiences. So shifting through those course catalogs at the college, that is huge. And so as our kids are in middle school, 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, really looking for individualized opportunities to help make sure that their skill sets being built. So by the time they do get to walk through the doors of one of our campuses, that they are going to be even that much more successful, that much more prepared to take on the challenges that may come their way as an early college high school student. And then the career and college exploration, that I mentioned that a little bit before, and that really is key. I think, I believe it was Mr. Zakaria that talked about, like, well, you can still change your major, and you might as well change it now at the ACCD than go off into a 4-year university. And so we often find that kids maybe haven't had that exposure to really tap into what's around them, what they could do, what kind of degree could I do, and what kind of job could I have. And so that's going to be a real big piece of us for Greg Garcia at the middle school, to really provide those opportunities, not just for our students, but for our families and our community stakeholders, to really make sure that they've been ingrained and that they've had the opportunity, they've been along for that journey, and tap into some of those community stakeholders so that they can come in and really not just talk about jobs, but like, this is what that looks like. This is what you could do. You could be this, and making that a little bit more real with that real world application as to, let's bring in our attorney, some attorneys, let's have those conversations. So it's not just a dream. And at middle school is really that graduation. High school seems so far away. And then college seems even that much further away. So trying to put in place some milestones that help replicate some of the the celebrations that we have at high school, but bring those down to the middle school level so that we can kind of put some of those, you don't have to wait those 3 years to get there. Let's kind of start building some of those opportunities now. So we're really excited about what the work that we've done so far. I'm really excited and can't wait to meet some of our families or prospective families, because we really do want to incorporate those pieces that they're looking for. We want to hear their voice. We want to be able to incorporate those elements as well. So that's just a little bit about what we have planned for Greg Garcia.
Yeah, well, those are really exciting plans, and I can hear echoes of, sort of aspects of the culture of. I know I've talked to Mr. Zakaria about milestones and celebrations, and how important that is in the culture at the high school level. So so it's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing as the things get more concrete and as things develop. So now I want to kind of open it up to all of y'all, kind of as we're talking about school culture, like could each of you kind of share like a success story, or like a story that you feel like captures like the culture at your campus?
I think in overall, and I'll use this in some work that was done also at Madla and as well as at Davis, because we're still at Davis. It's still, we're on week 8 with our students. It is to me, some of the success stories. It's easy to go to success of saying this kid got this degree, this kid went to this school or that school. I see success in also in students who had struggled through elementary, middle school, and they start to blossom in high school. We've had kids who had struggled on assessments with the STAR test, and they come in, and with the support we do academically, as well as social emotionally, we start seeing kids who were struggling, who are now doing well in class and graduating and getting their degree. We have kids who the culture at the school is where we're one community. So it is powerful when we see students who will tutor each other, who they know, hey, you're struggling in this class, let's get a study, a room here in the library, and let's study tonight. So when they help each other out, that culture is one of where we're all one community, we're one team. And we always tell our kids that they're built for greatness, and we challenge them to walk in their greatness. And many times they help each other walk in that greatness. And it is for me, seeing those kids develop and grow is powerful. And like Zachariah mentioned earlier, it's not a race. We have some kids who have done extremely well, who are, again, like I mentioned earlier, they're out of high school 2 years and they're done with their degree. We have some kids who've been out of school for 4 years and they're still just chipping away at that. But it's impressive to see them, because now they know, I can do this. I have the ability to do this. I belong here, and it's going to take a little bit longer for me, but they continue that. So those to me are all success stories. In addition to seeing kids who, like I mentioned before, buying a house, buying a car, are having alumni come back, talk to our kids, and they still know them because they were just here 2 years ago, and it's real to them now, because now they can see, well, if you can do it, then I'm going to do it as well.
Yeah, well, that's an important message. I think sometimes, like, I think when teenagers or families, they look at things like we hear like early college, high school, it's like, oh, is that only for kids who've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, in the preceding 9 years? It's like, no. What you're saying is it's a place where kids can come and grow, and they don't have to be perfect before they come. They can come and learn the skills, develop, get support from each other to reach their goals.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that, why the district is moving down to a middle school, to get these kids those skills earlier. We expect kids to know how to take notes, how to study. And many times they haven't been taught that. Once they're taught that skill, it really opens up to like, hey, I'm not bad at math. I never knew how to study for math. So now it's a different discussion now. But like I've seen at Madla, I'm a bit jealous of Zachariah because he's still there with all those kids that I knew as well. But I mean, he showed a picture a couple of weeks ago of one of our kids who graduated in 2020, who came back to recruit for a university she works for now.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, Khalid, let me I'm gonna give you a chance, Mr. Zakaria, to share some stories from Frank L. Madla.
So this year, one of the new things we're doing, and we had a talk this summer with the staff, and have a new academic counselor, Ms. Gomez, and you know, we always talk about the big goal getting a 4-year degree, and then we kind of broke that down to the smaller goals and milestones. We've kind of gone even more micro, and one of the things we're really pushing this year is we're going to celebrate the small stuff. So as we celebrate the small stuff, we have assemblies twice a month. In the assemblies, we come together as an entire school, and our students share what's their amazing Madla moment. And that amazing Madla moment could be anything. I mean, I told students, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the classroom. Just what is that amazing moment? The little things that we celebrate with our students, because a lot of times we get so caught up and so hyper-focused on just one thing, we forget there's amazing things happening. And what I don't want to do is I don't want students to begin to feel like, oh, well, we're only focusing on the bad stuff. Or I had something bad happen, so it's going to be a bad day. It's going to be a bad week. It's going to be a bad year. We're going to celebrate the small stuff. You had a bad day yesterday, then what's that amazing Madla moment you had today that's going to turn this week around? A lot of times we get so caught up in one moment or one instance, and it turns us all the way off. Well, we have to recharge ourselves. I mean, I tell students all the time, like, I get recharged from the students. The students charge me up. I take their energy and thrive on that energy. So, one of the things when we start the assemblies off, we have to make sure we start off with energy. I need that energy. I tell them I have to have this energy. We do them on Fridays. Got to tell them I need enough energy to come back on Monday. So, give me that energy. Give me something, because I'm not gonna see y'all for 2 days. So build me up so I can make sure I'm charged up and ready to go. And again, the students are able to give me that energy, and I think the students now are starting to get excited about it. I mean, and like I said, the amazing Madla moment, it doesn't have to be anything major. It could be, hey, I hit the volleyball straight. I was able to get them to school on time every day this week. Sometimes students getting school tardy. I mean, that's something that's sometimes outside the student's control, and that getting tardy every day, that has a toll on a student. So we're going to celebrate the small stuff. Hey, if you came to school on time 3 days in a row, we're going to celebrate that. And again, I always say don't sweat the small stuff, but a lot of times we sweat the small stuff. But instead of not sweating the small stuff, we're going to celebrate the small stuff that we can't celebrate. So that's one of the big things we're taking on this year. And Mr. Flores said, I'm super proud of my alumni, seeing them, hearing their stories. I had one student come back today, and we talked for about 15 minutes. And, he told me he's married now, and, he's trying to get into grad school. And I mean, all this other stuff, like, those are great stories. But, the students here, I want to make sure that I don't lose track of them, and we celebrate all the little things that they're doing, because we're doing amazing things every day. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in, well, it wasn't a perfect day. We're never going to have a perfect day. But sometimes our day are filled with enough great moments where we can make it a great day. So the amazing Madla moments, I think that's one of the big things we're kicking off this year. And so far, so good.
I think that really captured, that's good advice, like, for like any school, any family, like any adults. Like, we've been through a lot the last few years. And so, like, and resilience came to mean kind of just gutting through it, even during tough times. But, like, what resilience really means is, like you said, like, finding the small stuff and, like, really feeling that gratitude for those wins. And that's what's going to lift us up again. Like you said, it recharges you so that you can make it through the weekend and come back on Monday ready to go. Yeah. No, I think that's great. What a great way to describe the culture. I hope it's getting people excited that they'll want to come. They should come and visit.
Yes.
They can share their amazing moments.
Yeah, that's right. They need their Madla moment. So, Monica, I know your campus isn't open yet, but you've been part of the team at New Frontier. So do you have some stories, or can you kind of cast a vision of what you hope the culture will be like at Garcia?
Well, I think it's I think my two counterparts really kind of shared some really spot on ideas and concepts, but I also want to just be able to add to that is really this level that I've seen while I've been able to visit the campuses, is this whole just the level of empowerment that kids seem to have, right? And that they have, not just seem to have, but they're walking around in this level of empowerment, where I've been able to see kids that I have worked with in previous years just advocating for themselves. And I think that to me, beyond all pieces, wherever their path ends up taking them, of course, we want them to go to that 4-year college. Of course, we want to do that. But being able to be so empowered that they can be advocates for themselves, I've witnessed that every time that I've gone to the campus, and I hope that for my own children as well. And as being the principal for the new campus coming in for our young scholars, definitely I'm excited for them to be able to find their voice, to make that connection, to have that alignment between our campuses, so that wherever they go beyond our walls, that they will continue to be equally amazing, and that they know that their voice counts, their voice matters, and that they are empowered to be able to speak for themselves and advocate.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, being advocates for themselves is like, yeah, I think during the past few years, kids, it was harder for them to find those opportunities to test themselves, stretch themselves, walk tall, and so to hear that students are able to do that at the early college high schools in New Frontiers, that's great to hear, because that's really setting kids up for success in the long run. It's a really important life skill. Okay, well, I want to, as we kind of draw this to a close, I want to make sure that families, hopefully they're excited, hopefully the students are excited and want to learn more about New Frontiers. So what are some good ways? I know there's they can go to the website. There's on social media, y'all are posting about info sessions and events. So what can you share with families about what they should do to learn more and then get those applications in?
We can just go to our webpage, newfrontierspublicschools.org. The application on there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, the social media, but I do invite parents to come and the students to come see the campus, come get a feel for it. Going to high school is a difficult time for a kid and a parent as well. You want to make sure that your child's in a safe place, in a place where they can grow. I know at our schools at New Frontiers, we know that our kids are going to stumble from time to time, but our goal is to never let them fall. We're going to get them, catch them, put them back on track, and follow through with them. We want to make sure every day our kids leave the school knowing that they have value, that they matter, and that they're loved. If you do those things, academics come into place after that when they're there. For Imelda Davis, parents can call us at the front office, which is 210-519-3830. Miss Rodriguez is our front office, and she is amazing. And she'll talk to you about the school, set up a call with me or a video viewing with me, or come visit the campus.
Yeah, I was going to echo the same thing. Come visit the campus. You can Google us and you'll read the reviews and see the highlights and the awards and all that good stuff with recognition we've gotten. But until you come on the campus, it's just hypothetical. You can always call the front office. Our number is 210-486-3686. If you want to set up a time to set up a tour, we go on tours. I don't mind walking. I don't mind walking students and families around, giving them that experience. I know Mr. Flores is laughing at me because I'm always walking around somewhere. So,
he averages about 20,000 steps a day. So, and I'm not just making that up. It's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm proud at 7,000, and I feel bad when he tells me he's at 19,000, 20,000.
I have kids all over. I want to make sure I'm visible. So, yeah, just come by for a visit. I don't have to, when a parent comes, they can tell when something's artificial. They can tell when something's fake. They can tell when, he said that on the charter mom chat, but when I got there, it didn't feel like it. Hey, I'm confident enough to say, come by, and feel it. If when you walk on campus, you don't feel the energy, you don't feel the magic that's happening here, then, I'm sorry, but I've had enough people, I've had too many people come and tell me, this is an amazing place. I feel the energy here. So, one of the things I'm totally great with, hey, I just want to come by and feel the energy. I have great students, you get to meet our amazing kids, and I'm comfortable with grabbing a first student I see, hey, can you come tell us about the school? And, I don't have to go try and handpick and find, the one kid who, grab any one of them, that they're good and they appreciate the school. And one of the awesome things in Madla is all the students want to be here. And when the students want to be here, it makes me want to be here. It makes my staff want to be here. So, that energy gets reciprocated back and forth because we all want to be here. We all want the best for the school. So our students are the most amazing students we have, are the most amazing students I would venture in the city, and they want to be here. I want to be here. And if people come here, I feel like they want to be here too. So visit the campus. It's an amazing thing. We have some great stuff going on, and we're just excited.
Yeah. So students who are in 9th and 10th grades currently, there's still some open seats
Yes.
at the high schools, right? So they can go to the website, click on the application, fill out the form, and then if a family, if they have like a current 8th or 9th grader, then they can apply to be in 9th or 10th next year, and the application's open, so they can go ahead and jump in and get that application in.
They can apply now if they can apply now for this school year. They can apply now for the 23-24 school year. We're excited that we've gotten to open up our open enrollment a little earlier. So, we want to make sure that we're providing this opportunity as early as possible and reaching as many families as possible. So, if you have an 8th grader who's looking and you're looking for a high school, consider us. If you have a 9th grader and maybe it's not working at their school right now, or maybe you're looking at what other options are out there, come visit, see if this might be the spot for you.
Mm-hmm. And y'all are going to individualize, look at those college course catalogs, listen to the student, what they say their dreams are, and get them in the college classes that are going to help them get where they're trying to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. And then so just to be sure to include the new campus. So if a student is in 5th, 6th, or 7th now, they can apply for 6th, 7th, or 8th in the coming school year. And that's where the building is underway. It'll be ready for them.
Yes, we don't have a building to show off quite yet, but it's going to be amazing, and we can't wait for it to be available so that we can showcase it off. I think one of the big things with safety being a major issue that we're having to contend with. This is a brand new facility from the ground up, so it won't need to be retrofitted for any of the new safety measures that are coming down through TA. It's being built with that concept in mind. We are super excited. We'd love for everybody to follow us on our Greg A. Garcia Early College Intermediate page. That's where we'll be posting all of our information. Of course, you can go to our district website. Currently, we are housed out of our central offices, and so our phone number there is 210-519-3900, and so you can reach me there. Again, we are super excited. We can't wait to meet our prospective families, and we can't wait to show off our building as soon as it's ready.
Yeah. Wow. This has been great. I'm so excited about what's happening at New Frontiers Public Schools, from going from one A-rated early college high school to a whole family of schools. And I'm just really happy to be able to share about it. I feel so grateful to have this precious time of these, busy principals.
Inga, I want to thank you with everything going on. And, there's going to high school, going to different schools now. It's totally different. Back when I was younger, and I'm older than the other guys. You went on whatever your track was, your neighborhood, that was your school. By you doing these sessions, it's allowing parents and community to see schools that maybe they can't get to all the time, and they get a chance to see it. And that's been a huge benefit for families in San Antonio and throughout the area of San Antonio. So thank you for what you're doing, Inga.
Oh, I really appreciate that, Jeff. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, there's just a lot more options now, and this will help with the personal development of students, but also helps with the economic development of San Antonio. That there's going to be all these kids with these amazing skills, going out into the workforce and building their lives.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, great. All right. Well, thank you all so much. I look forward to more campus visits and more updates about New Frontiers Public Schools.
Absolutely. Happy Principals Month to everybody.
Yeah.
That's right. It's perfect. Yeah.
All righty. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.